in the high Alps of Switzerland, where time seems to stretch and the mountains cradle the sky, Bosco Gurin awaits. Nestled at 1500 meters, this ancient village holds onto its Walser heritage, its stones whispering stories that cross centuries. Today, Coco and I, we step into this quiet world to feel its rhythm, its breath. A day spent in Bosco Gurin is like touching the pulse of history, while the present stands still. Coco and I are already feeling the magic of this village. The air smells crisp, tinged with pine and wildflowers. Above, the peaks of the Alps stand tall, their snow caps glistening under the sun. As we walk through Bosco Gurin's narrow stone streets, Coco's paws leave a trail on the cobblestone, his eyes darting around as if he too can feel the stories woven into the fabric of this place. Bosco Gurin, the highest village in Ticino, once settled by the Walser people in the 13th century. Their language, Grenadier Dutch, still lingers in the air, mixed with the Italian spoken today. This place, remote, serene, carries a dual identity, much like Coco, who comes from the rugged hills of Calabria, and me, from the distant islands of Indonesia. We both find ourselves walking here among these towering Alps, in a world far from where we began. I wonder if Coco feels it too, that sense of being between two places, of belonging and yet not quiet. Coco's nose is working overtime today. He's sniffing every patch of earth, every white flower along the trail. The smells here must be so different for him. The alpine grasses, the scents of marmots burrowing nearby, the cool mountain wind. It's an entirely new world for my curious friend. We make our way to the edge of the village, where the hiking trails begin. Bosco Gurin is famous for its hikes, and today we've chosen a route that leads us up to a viewpoint overlooking the valley. As we walk, I find myself slowing down, matching the pace of this timeless place. It's the kind of place that makes you reflect on where you've been and where you're going. In this solitude, I think about how life, like these mountains, has its peaks and valleys. Bosco Gurin has known isolation, standing alone among the highest peaks of Ticino. Yet, in its stillness, there's a peace that I, too, seek, away from the rush of cities, from the noise of everyday life. It's in places like this that the mind can rest, the heart can breathe. Coco, though, is less concerned with philosophy. His mind is on the other animals. At least I think it is. We spot one in the distance, and his ears perk up, his tail wagging furiously, but he doesn't chase. He's learned the art of patience, of observing without needing to act. Maybe the mountains are teaching him something too. It's hard not to feel small here. In front of such grandeur, the worries of life seem to shrink. Maybe that's the lesson Bosco Gurin offers, to remind us that there is more to live than the paths we think we need to follow. Sometimes it's the quiet, the stillness that holds the answer. As we make our way back to the village, Coco stays close to my side. His usual energy is subdued, as if the mountains have calmed him too. Bosco Gurin has a way of doing that, of bringing out a quieter, more contemplative side, even in a dog. Back in the village, we are greeted by the warm smell of cooking at a local hut. Maybe we'll stop for a bite before we head back. But for now, we savor the last moments of this day. Coco and I in this village perched between time and eternity. Bosco Gurin, where history echoes and the present feels like a breath held in the wind. Until next time, from Bosco Gurin, this is Junita Arneld signing off from the furry Italian Odyssey. May your days be filled with adventure and your steps lead you to places of peace. Oh!